All right, guys, we're back again. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Fantasy Stand. Go follow them on Instagram. We're still in the heart of fantasy football, so if you want to try to win some free money, go follow them at Fantasy Stands on Instagram. Tonight, I have a very special guest. I have boxing prospect. Oh, wait, sorry about that. I'm joking. I have Mika'il Abdul-Karim out of Diverse Body Sculpturing. Mick, thank you so much for joining. I can't wait for this interview tonight.
No problem.
Of course. So my first question I have for you is, how did you get involved in fitness?
Oh, wow. Good question. So I was 16. I used to go to this gym in South Philly called Body World. In fact, they still exist in 16th and Passyunk. My mentor was a guy named Michael Thayer. He actually owns the gym, and he taught me a lot about personal training, nutrition, breathing properly when you lift, calisthenics, isometrics. He was before his time. I mean, pretty much everything you see people doing now,
Right.
He was doing back in the 86.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I got started in fitness.
Okay. Now, obviously, becoming a instructor or coach in fitness, you have to love sports. So what were some of the sports that you played growing up?
I actually sparred. I was a junior sparring partner with Saad Muhammad. You remember him?
Yes, yes.
Saad Muhammad. Yeah. So, he was from South Philly. That's where I grew up at. So, growing up in South Philly, that was the first sport that most of us got into, and you ain't have a choice. Outside that, basketball, softball. Never played football, even though I liked it. But so pretty much boxing, basketball, softball, baseball, things of that nature.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what are some of the services that you offer at DBS?
Yeah. So let me go through the list. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we offer one, we do free consultations.
Okay.
So we kind of like sit down, like if I was meeting with you and find out what is your fitness goals, and then we would kind of like customize how to attack them, really through nutrition. So we offer a DNA analysis through hair samples, saliva, urine, but mostly the hair. And at my lab, we actually put the hair sample through, the technology to find out what you may be lacking in nutrient-wise. I mean, it's very impactful, very impactful. Some people eat based on their blood type. Me and you can have the same blood type, but we definitely don't have the same DNA.
Right.
And that shows what you should be eating based on your genetic makeup. And like I said, later in the interview, we'll talk about some of the results that you're seeing right now in the boxing industry.
Yeah, of course.
So we do that. We offer cool sculpting. I graduated from Florida Medical College. So we'll do cool sculpting, cavitation, radio frequency, ultrasound therapy, infrared sauna, red light therapy. Also took a course in chiropractic work. So I do like naturopathic adjustments, spinal manipulation, trigger point health, trigger point therapy, deep tissue techniques. I have a license in stretching. I went to school for biomechanics as well. So I'm a biomechanics specialist, customizing each workout for that particular person. And the list goes on. I'll be talking to you for like 20 minutes straight. You won't get
Man, that is awesome. All those services that are offered. Now, how long does the DNA, like how long would a client or like a potential client would have to wait to get those results where you could tell them the type of foods that their body's lacking and all?
About 4 hours.
4 hours. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours. So
Wow.
normally the way it worked, let's say I met with somebody today and they was going to start on Monday, I would pretty much get the sample at the consultation. And then I would pretty much over the weekend, look at it, be ready for when they come in for their first session to actually start. And then I would have the analysis, the results at that time.
Oh, man.
It's beautiful. I mean,
that is great.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you look me up on Google, and anybody that's listening, go to Diverse Body Sculpture and look at my reviews. The numbers speak for themselves. It's different at this level, man. It really is.
Oh man,
I got clients all over the world: Dubai, Qatar, Thailand. Where I took advanced courses in Bangkok. I've been around. I've been around a lot.
That's awesome. Now, I do want to ask this. Now this could also fascinate, like for someone that's watching, like
Yes.
maybe they're not into fitness, but
Mhm.
this a question would definitely benefit them. So talk about, starting out and building your own branding, starting your own business. Like what were some of like the trials and tribulations that you had to go through in order to build your brand and trust,
I'm glad you asked me that question because, and before I even answer that question, I had a guy call me yesterday from Sedona, Arizona,
Hmm.
and some kind of way they looked me up and found out what I've been doing and how long I've been doing it, and they want to do a podcast just for gym owners and
Oh, that's awesome.
inspire other trainers. So it's funny you asked me that, but I started at St. Joe's Track. I used to be at St. Joe's Track 2, 3 in the morning. If you go to my website, in fact, my website is www.isdifferentathislevel.com. And go to the media section. I did an interview with the Chestnut Hill Local, and they interviewed me about the same question you just asked me. I used to be at St. Joe's Track, man, every morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I was religious, determined. And I met one client. I was actually training myself. And then I met one client, and that client turned into 5, and then that client turned into 10. And I actually I have a massage business that I'm associated with where one day, when the weather started switching up on us, we went there, and I had like a small area, man, like between like my juice bar countertop and my TV. So we would train right there. Then I saved some of the proceeds and I established a gym in the basement of that building, which is right across the street from where I'm at now. I was in that basement area for about 2, 3 years.
Wow.
And then I expanded to the location I'm at currently, 7224 Germantown Avenue. I had to it took me some time to really build the right network because I didn't want to work with anybody that wasn't going to show results. I didn't want anybody that didn't really take what I was doing serious, and people would say, hey, you go to Mika'il and you don't look like you're doing anything. So it was a commitment between me and the potential clients that I wound up getting.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is a great story how you were just at the track trying to get your fitness on and then you wound up just building it through the track and all. That is something.
Yeah. I mean, it's 100% accurate, man. I know there's several people that could tell you like he did that. They was out there with me. Like I
Yeah.
had friends that would come up like, hey, you at the track and I'm gonna come walk with you. And I was out there building, man. Yeah.
So my next question I do have is I had the pleasure to meet you at the last RDR promotions fight.
Hmm.
And I know that you are a coach trainer for Nafir Charles, who's a great prospect. Now
Yes.
how now I know that you were saying that you were a sparring partner to Saad Muhammad. Now,
Yes.
how did you get involved with the up and coming prospects and all? And like who were some of the guys that you have as clients under you?
Yeah. So the way I got introduced into it, Freeway Rick Ross,
Hmm.
very good friend of mine. Very, very good friend of mine, like a brother to me. He manages a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
Nafir, in fact, that's how I met Nafir and Kid Austin and all those guys. He works with them. He does management and marketing for them.
Hmm.
And so he was saying, hey, Mika'il, I think your services would be great for these guys. These guys are athletic. They need your services. I started with Nafir, and Nafir started coming to my facility, getting stretching and getting, spinal manipulation, trigger point therapy. I did his nutrition, and then he had a fight that came up in Atlanta. So I went down there. He won that fight, even though they called it a draw. But he really, and in fact, if you talk to Nafir, he'll tell you that was the best he ever felt. Right after the fight, he said, man, I never had that much energy. I mean, I really, really felt it. And so that kind of traveled to Kid Austin because they friends. And then I started working with Kid because Kid was on that card too in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So I spoke to his dad, and everything kind of went from there. And then I started working with another guy named Dominic Mayfield. You know him?
Dominic Mayfield. I haven't heard of him. No.
Yeah, you will real
Okay.
soon. Yeah, heavyweight. And then
Dom Mayfield heavyweight. Okay.
yeah, and pretty much everybody that Not Fear Father has. Chris.
Yeah, Chris is a
Yeah,
great dude.
yeah. Chris got about 9 fighters.
Wow.
So he introduced me to all of them at one time. Brought me down to Kingdom Gym and said, look, this is our doctor and trainer. this is the way we're gonna go. We're going through him, and I just started working with everybody at once. Then we went to Bosey's gym, and I talked to Bosey's dad. He introduced me to Boots, and then I started talking to Scooter. I'm Stefan Fulton.
Yep,
And,
of course, Scooter, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, very humble guy, very nice
Yes.
guy. I met all those guys, and that's pretty much how it went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I kind of don't want to word this question into like favoritism. But like out of your clients, like who do you see is gonna have a big 2022, would you say?
That's a trick question.
It is. I know. I tried to word it as like maybe like who is like a couple of your clients that you're like, man, this is gonna be a huge big step into going into 2022.
I mean, well, let's be realistic. Obviously, Jerron Ennis is going to be special. There's no getting around that. I mean, because he's already there.
Yes.
So now we want to like go down a notch because Boots is already on a different level. Kid Austin doing some special stuff, and so is Nafir. They like running neck and neck. Nafir is scheduled to fight pretty much outside of Philly all of next year.
Yeah.
And his fight coming up in 3 weeks, I'm gonna be in Nashville. Floyd Mayweather is scheduled to come in and see that match.
Man.
Yeah, he's already this is on advertisement actually.
Yeah, that was on the 27th, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
It's in a couple of weeks.
Yes. So I'll be at that fight for sure. So I would say between Kid Austin and Nafir, out of everybody under Boots, yeah, I would have to say those two. They really are doing a lot, and especially Kid. I mean, Kid's he in Vegas right now working with those guys.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot, man. Yeah, they really marketing him very well.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've had the pleasure to become friendly with Chris and Nafir. Great people, and I love what Nafir's doing, and I can't wait for his he also has a fight in December in Philly. I don't think we can announce the opponent yet, but I know who the opponent is. I'm very excited for him to fight that guy. That's going to be a huge stepping stone for him.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, same, of course.
Yeah,
there's like so much boxing coming up in Philly with the club. It's like not even funny. Like you got Sonny Conto on the 18th at the new live casino. Then you got the big heavyweight prospect who's making noise, Atif Alberton.
Yeah.
And also Qua Albright is fighting on the 20th at 2300 Arena. Then you got Jesse Hart having another nice tune-up fight. Can't wait for that one too. And then the main event. I forget what the main event was, but I know it's oh my god. I can't believe I tried to draw a blank. Paul Kroll versus Mark Dawson is going to be an absolute dogfight. Yeah, I cannot wait for that one.
Yeah. Oh well, Philly got a history of boxing, man. Like this is a fighting town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at it. It's one. Think about it. Out of all the cities in the U.S., you're really not going to find that much action.
Nah.
Detroit, they got the Croc Gym and all that, but Philly, man, is really up there.
Yeah, Philly's. Yeah, they've done a great job just working around. I don't even know if the promoters are even talking to each other, but it's just crazy how we have like back to back weeks with fights coming up. It's just crazy.
I love it.
Yeah, same. I mean, and then we even got Scooter fighting on the 27th too on TV against Brandon Figueroa.
That fight got postponed.
Oh, it did? What?
Yes, Scooter just came back.
Today? It got
about 3 days ago. They just announced it. The opponent tested positive for COVID.
Oh well, I thought that was like back in September. If he tested positive again, that is crazy.
No, I didn't hear about back in September, but I heard about last week. So I think they're gonna push it back to December.
Oh, that is a bummer.
I was waiting for that fight, man. And actually, Nafir fight the same night, so we was like, well, after Nafir, we could all run in somewhere and watch Scooter fight. But yeah, he just came back. He was out Vegas for a while.
Yeah, because I saw he was hanging out in Danny Garcia's gym, getting ready for it. I don't. It's so weird. But so like Scooter posted that he is fighting on the 27th yesterday. So that's I don't know.
Now,
Maybe something happened. Yeah.
now,
Wow.
now let something change. But
Yeah, I don't know,
I
man.
tell you what,
Okay.
no, listen, after the interview, Google what I just said. You're gonna say,
Okay.
wow, this is I don't know what's going on, but that was
Yeah.
the latest thing.
Damn. Oh man, I was so looking forward to that.
Because you gotta look at you got two big fights. Well, this month is amazing. This Saturday coming up, you got Canelo
Yeah.
and Plant. And then I don't think it's nothing on the 13th. Then the 20th, we got Sean Porter
And
and Terrence Crawford.
yeah, Terrence Crawford.
Right. And then, Scooter fight. Yeah,
Crazy.
hopefully they will still make it happen, but they did announce that was postponed.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Actually, I that was one of my questions later, but we can ask it now. Who do you like this Saturday night? Canelo or Caleb Plant?
Canelo.
Canelo?
Yep.
Yeah, same. I'm with you. I think he's the best boxer right now, the number one pound for pound.
Pound for pound, he the best right now. You
Yeah.
can't take that away from him. He only lost to Floyd.
Yeah.
And he didn't really get hurt in that fight. He just got outpointed the whole fight. I mean, Floyd is the best.
The best.
Yeah. In my book, the best, period.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people argue with me about that.
I know. You
Yeah.
always have people like, oh, what about Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson might have been one of the greatest heavyweights if he didn't like have all that crazy stuff happen outside the ring where Don King really did a number on him. And who would have knew if Cuss maybe lived a little bit longer and maybe guided him in the right track, It's just crazy what
I
happened.
think, and I agree with you. But facts is, things happen.
Yeah, it happens.
I've never seen nobody like Floyd before, man.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, like even when they said, okay, you haven't been fighting anybody, so then he switched everything up and he became a defensive fighter, one of the best defensive fighters, and he was fighting the next guy up, the next big thing, and was taking them down. So he had nothing to prove at the end. I mean, he did everything.
It's hard to argue that you're not the best when you don't beat 16 world champions.
Right, exactly.
At that point, you got to say, who else did that? I mean, he beat them. They was all around the same age. It wasn't like he waited for somebody to get older and
right. Yeah, no.
I mean, it's come on. The list he beat. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Man. I mean, could he have fought Manny Pacquiao 10 years prior? Maybe, but you know what? It happened, and I believe the same result would have happened 10 years ago. I'm 100% confident on that.
He probably would have beat him worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah, he probably would have beat him worse.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. I wanted to say something to you. So speaking about defense, now when you look at Boots, right?
Yeah.
Now now I'm gonna tell you what makes him so different. He could do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Southpaw, orthodox. Like we just said, he a switch hitter. His defense is kind of like Pernell Whitaker a little bit.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's like, this guy is something, man.
I always joke with everyone too. I say literally. So obviously his two older brothers were great fighters, amateur and pro. It was like Derek Buzianis, his father, used them as like a guinea pig to make the perfect fighter because I feel like Boots is the perfect fighter. It's crazy how quick he is, defensive, offensively. It's just crazy. He's literally the perfect fighter. It's nuts.
Listen, I went to Bose's gym one day, right? And so Boots was in there sparring.
Yeah.
And this guy put his hands behind his back. And they told the guy just to go ahead and swing on him. The guy couldn't hit him.
That's insane.
I mean, it's just, some people just gifted like that, man.
It's crazy. And what I love about him too, he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. He's collecting these fight checks. He's got endorsement deals. That man, I've seen him maybe 7-8 times this year at all the club fights. He shows love to everyone that is his stablemate. He'll talk to every fan. He's not bigger than anyone. he's just an all-around great person. So like even if you don't watch boxing and you talk to him for 5 minutes, you're gonna become a fan of Jerome Boots Ennis. There's no way.
Yeah,
He's just
I
so
told us
humble.
that they did a good job raising him.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree with everything you said. Well mannered. We took a couple pictures together. Right after I talked to him about the nutrition.
Yeah.
Very good guy. Very, very well
He's
mannered. Yeah.
he's great, and even his dad's nice too to talk boxing. But
Yes.
he is so old
Yes.
school, but he is awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the family in general, they're a good family.
Oh, great
Yeah.
people, and they will always be a family that I'll cheer on forever. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish he could sell some damn merch because I need a boot
Yeah.
shirt, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. And listen, even the gym atmosphere, their gym,
Yeah.
everybody's like that. I'm quite sure you've been there, right? You've been to the gym.
So as crazy as it sounds, I haven't done any gym visits yet, and I had that on my agenda. Yeah, I haven't been to any gyms yet since I started like the podcast, but I definitely want to do some gym visits on the weekends, definitely, because I have a crazy work schedule during the week, but I definitely want to start doing some gym visits. Yeah.
Oh no, you
But
got
that
it.
one's like number one on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're now fair trained at Kingdom's Gym is pretty much like 5 minutes from where Bose's
Right.
gym is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hit both of those gyms in the same day.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. I definitely want to do that eventually. Yeah. If I know, as like crazy as it sounds, because like my first gym visit, I wanted to go visit Damon Allen Jr., but then of course Stevie accidentally I guess broke his hand or tore a ligament or something. So the fight got called off for like the fourth friggin' time. So I even told Stevie too, do you know what? The boxing gods don't want this to happen. Move on. So it's just crazy. Yeah.
But I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
About November the 20th. So who you got between Crawford and Porter?
Oh, okay. I like that question. So you might not like this. So I do love Terrence Crawford, but I don't think he's fought anyone as tough as Sean Porter yet. So I feel like Sean Porter can upset Crawford. He hasn't fought anyone that tough yet because Sean, like one thing about Sean Porter, you're never going to catch him like lazy. He brings it all. I mean, you saw that against Thurman. You saw that against Spence. And he will go down on his shield or go the full distance. So, I really do like I feel like it'd probably be a split decision, but I feel like Sean Porter would definitely have what it takes to get it done. What do you think?
I'm down with you.
Yeah.
Yep. I said the same thing. I think Bud hasn't been battle tested yet.
No, never. Yeah.
No,
I mean, like people
that.
could make the same thing, when he fought Kell Brook, but Kell Brook's way out of his prime. Like that was like a sparring session,
Sean Porter is a lot of work, man. He'll probably anybody, man. He's going to fight you. Mm-hmm. He's coming at you. It ain't no dodging, running. Sean coming right at you.
Yeah. And
I think that I definitely have to agree with you on that. Yeah.
Same.
Yep. I think it could be an upset.
Yeah, same. And now in the hypothetical fight, who asked me this? Oh, Naheem Parker, when I was doing an Instagram live, he was so funny. He was asking me my thoughts on this. And I will let you know what I said. But who do you like in the hypothetical fight if it ever happens? Bob's greedy, so who the hell knows if this fight will happen? Crawford and Spence, who do you like in that one?
I gotta go with Spence.
Same way.
I gotta go with Spence. Let's think about it. If we're already going with Porter against Crawford, come on, Spence. If Spence fought Porter, that's a good fight, but I got Spence beating Porter for sure.
Same.
And the reason I say that is because I seen what Adrian Bruner did to Porter.
Yeah.
Right. And he really could have really stopped him earlier in that fight. He just wait to the 12th round because he show off a lot.
Right.
He dropped him in the 12th. No, matter of fact, wait a minute. Oh, he could have beat him. He could have had that fight stopped, I think, like in the 7th round. Yeah. You remember that fight?
Yeah, I actually remember. And then he knocked down. I think Broner knocked down Porter in the 12th round, but Porter was up in all the points and stuff. Like he destroyed Broner. Yeah.
Yeah. But the 7th, it was. I got to look at it again.
I think you're right. It was the 7th and the 12th because I actually remember because like Adrian Broner just rubs me off the wrong way, so I was so happy that he was getting that ass whooping. So that's why I was like, "Come on, let's go." Yeah, I actually do remember that because there was a family party. It was like one of my cousin's graduations, and I remember just being glued to the TV. I was like, "I am not leaving the couch. I'm watching this."
Yeah. So yeah, I think Spence. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. This might sound funny to you. I think the only person that could beat Spence, that has a chance at beating Spence, is Boots.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Let's just think
I
about
know
it.
we were talking about this off camera, but I think Boots is definitely going to take all the belts. But I know that we definitely disagree when I say he's maybe a year away from that fight, but I feel like it's going to happen sooner or later because he is ranked third in the IBF. But yeah, I feel like that Boots would win, but I feel like 2023 that fight makes sense for Boots. Just do another year of fighting top 5 guys and just getting your feet wet more. I
Okay.
feel like that would help him.
So let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
So who do you think he fights? So we talked about Virgil Ortiz, right?
Right.
All right.
So
Who else?
one guy that ruined everything. And I talked to this with G5 Jeff, who's another boxing reporter in Philly. So the one that made sense, but the boxing rankings ruined it. I thought that he was gonna get Ugas after this fight next, but then they made him the interim, and then he fought Manny Pacquiao. Now he's considered a champion now, which ruined the whole rankings because I felt like Ugas would have been perfect because I thought that Virgil's team doesn't want Boots and him to fight, even though I feel like Boots and Virgil would be like, all right, come on, let's get it. But I would love Virgil and Boots to fight next, but the Ugas one did make sense. But of course, they made him the interim champion. So
well, the Virgil fight is being talked about.
yeah, that was getting talked about more. Yeah,
I think that fight is going to happen.
yeah,
Next.
that would be huge for the both of them. Whether it would be February or March, where the both of them get a full camp. Boots didn't even break a sweat last weekend, so he would be ready to go if it was January.
He said he wanted to fight again in December.
Yeah, which is nuts. I know.
But and you know what's going to happen in that fight?
Yeah.
Virgil going to sleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he leaves his face open a lot.
Yeah,
he doesn't really do defense.
Yeah. It's just a matter of him picking what part of canvas he want to take a nap on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just being honest with you, man. It's
Same.
Over here later because it's going to happen.
Same.
And then
totally
wait a minute. So let me ask you this: so he fight Virgil. Who do you think he should fight after that before he fights Spence?
Right. So that's the big question. So yeah, it would also make sense for Sean Porter too. So even if Sean Porter so let's see if Sean Porter loses.
Sean Porter ain't gonna do it.
You don't think he would take Boots on? No,
because right after the Boots fight, if you go on YouTube, they was talking to Kenny, his dad, and Kenny basically said how he felt about Boots. He looked like a superstar. He looked like a world champion. And then they asked Sean, what did he think? And he didn't comment. But then a couple of days later, he came back and made a recording and said, Boots is, really special. He don't want to fight Boots.
No. I know, which is a bummer. I know it's just crazy because right now I'm drawing a blank with guys right now, but besides the big ones, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah. I could see Boots fighting 3 times next year easily.
Okay. And who he fight? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Who do you think? All right, so we know Sean is out the question. So
yeah,
who do
we
he
have
get to
Sean.
fight?
Even if there's Virgil.
Even if it's twice next year, say who do he fight before he fight? What two fighters do you think he should fight before Spence?
All right, let me see. I'm pulling up the rankings now. Let's see what we got. We got obviously he wouldn't fight Danny Garcia. You got Mikey.
Okay.
You got Mikey. You got Yosito Lopez. You got Abel Ramos.
Yeah.
Broner is always in trouble. Yeah, no. And And then if you want to go a little bit lower, you have Maurice Hooker, who's a vet. And then if we go to world, yeah, Ugas is top 3. I'm sure that Kell Brook would be game, but Boots would get him out of there in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah.
But Brooks ranked number 5 right now, and Danny Garcia. I love Danny Garcia, but I don't know who the hell he's paying on BoxRec. But he's ranked number 4 in the world. Like, you haven't even fought since Spence. Come on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Danny, that would be an interesting fight.
Could you imagine, like, they would sell out the Wells Fargo Center? That would be crazy.
Yeah, they would. They really would. That would be great. 2 Philly fighters. Danny got a vicious left hook, but he would never hit him with it.
He would, yeah. And now, like, Danny's got to switch something up if he wants to continue boxing. Like, he was, like, Spence knew. He was very predictable because he knows Danny throws that vicious overhand left, which he was trying to land, and Earl knew it. And he did whatever he wanted to Danny. I mean, it was sad to see, but it's crazy.
Yeah. So after that fight, the guy Blair the Flair called out Boots.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, come on, man.
I was like, come on, man. Yeah. In fact, what? Blair's uncle is one of my clients.
Really?
Yeah, a guy named Vince. That's his uncle.
I couldn't believe that. I was like, Blair, listen, I give you a lot of props. Calling him out, but come on, you'd have no chance. Like, come on.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That'd be a massacre.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Like, and it was funny to see, like, even Boozy was joking with him in the video, and then even, like, you never see Boots trash talk, but he straight up told him that we got a coffin waiting for you. I was dying. Like, he was trash talking, and you never see Boots ever trash talk. Not even at weigh-ins. He'll just He'll just give them a death stare, but he will not open his mouth or say like night or anything. Like that was like that was like real crazy to see him get into Blair, but Blair must have pissed him off. It was funny.
He did, because I heard Boots start saying stuff like, "This not wrestling, man. You're gonna get yourself hurt. This boxing." Yeah. So Blair just was talking, man. So I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think that he fight Ortiz and
Virgil. Okay.
Yeah, and if I had to pick one more, it would be nice to see Sean Porter do it. I don't think that would happen.
I would love that. Yeah.
He got to fight a champion after Ortiz. I mean, he definitely
has to. So like even you Goss would sound good too.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah. So like even after Virgil, he can go Kell Brook. Even though like Kell Brook's like way out of his prime, but he is ranked number 5. So like, you can get him out of there.
No, he's not a champion.
Right. But he is like top 5 though. It's weird.
Yeah, they already pretty much set on, I think, Ortiz.
Yeah.
I think, and then
about time that happened.
Going for a title after that. I mean, because he beat him, he 29-0, and it'd be 27 knockouts. It's like, how many knockouts do you need before you go for a title shot?
It's crazy, yeah. Like I mean, and he also, he is a PBC fighter, but he's not signed with Al Heyman. But Al Heyman, I'm sure, is loving what Boots is doing, and even Al Heyman's right-hand man, Sam Watson's seeing what Boots is doing. So I'm sure that they're going to give him some type of fight, whether it's Ugas or if they feel like he's ready for a Spence next fall. I'm all.
That's what I would love to see it next year.
I would fly out for that, definitely 100%.
You can't miss that.
Yeah, no,
you can't miss that.
I gotta be there for that.
That's one that could turn into a trilogy.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, that's something else right there. That fight.
If it turns out like a trilogy, like Mickey Ward and Gotti, that would be incredible,
And I was going to ask you, so what did you think about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder?
So it was everything I expected on the third fight. It was just crazy how all of us were ready to close that book, and we were ready for August where it was AJ versus Fury. Then all of a sudden Wilder comes out of left field with a lawsuit and arbitration because he wants that third fight. And then, like, I do love Malik Scott, Philly guy, but yeah, that wasn't going to be enough for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's great at just leaning on you and just bodying you and just, yeah. But it was a good fight, though. I mean, I think there were 7 total knockdowns in that fight. That was crazy.
Yeah. Between all three you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
For that fight, I think like Fury went down like 3 times, and I think Wilder went down like 3 or 4 times in that fight. It was crazy because like early Fury went down twice in the 3rd or 4th, and then Wilder went down in the 1st, and then like the 6th, and then he went down twice in the final round before they stopped it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something about that fight. The first fight, when he hit Fury with that vicious left hook and dropped him, and I was like, it's over. I mean, everybody saw it, thought it was over. And when I seen Fury jump up like on a count of 7, and came back and was fighting, that's when I said, it's going to be hard to beat him. It's going to be hard to beat him. It's kind of like Rocky and Apollo, man. No matter how much Apollo hit him, Rocky kept coming. So it was like, yo, what you going to do?
So what do you think of Usyk fighting him next? Do you think that would be a good fight?
Who?
Fury and Usyk, because Usyk's the one that took AJ's belts. Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, Sam, I'm looking forward to that one. I mean, I met Usyk and Lomachenko at a Top Rank show at Temple at the League Course Center a couple years ago. Both of them are like ice cold. It's crazy. How like ready to go they are. Yeah.
So how was Lomachenko? Pretty cool.
He was like quiet. It was like so weird. So it was like a meet and greet. I was like, "What's up, Loma?" He signed a picture for me, and then we took a picture. But it was just like you just felt the ice in his veins. I was like, "All right, I'll see you then." He was just like real quiet, but like Usyk was like cool though. But yeah, Loma's nice, but I guess because like there's a lot of people, maybe he was overwhelmed. I don't know. It was just
see that.
Like, hey, how are you? I mean,
he a little guy
on Instagram.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I mean, because he don't be here a lot in the States.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that
Philly,
being a little.
Yeah, and then like Philly, it was probably like a culture shock for him. So
Oh yeah, Philly rough, man. Yeah, he probably was actually nervous.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. It was weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I've even met like Teofimo Lopez, and he's real chill. Well, he's also from Brooklyn too, so
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that's different.
He's a good fighter, man.
Oh, he's great. I can't wait for this one. I'm hoping after this fight. So Haney's all talk to me. Like I don't think whatever Haney was saying about like Tio ducking him, because like Tio looked pretty confident when they were arguing back and forth on that interview, saying, okay, well then sign the damn contract. So I'm hoping him and Haney at the Garden next year would be awesome. Or even if you want to throw Tank in there against Tio, that would be cool.
I was just getting ready to tell you, that's number 2 pound for pound the best.
Tank, yeah.
He right there with Canelo, man.
He's just since he moved to Vegas and got out of Baltimore, he's just really focused on his weight and his and his boxing. He's like really sharpened it.
Yeah, he's special too, man.
Same. All right, so I do have fun questions, and then I'll wrap it up with you. So these are great, and they get you thinking too. So who are your top 5 Philly fighters right now currently? So they don't have to be in any order, but who are your top 5 fighters in this city?
Well, you got to say Jaron Ennis.
Yep.
Stephon Fulton. You're talking about everybody that's on that level, right? I'm assuming.
Or like even up and coming prospects too. You could even because you got like Rasheem Jefferson Jr. You can throw in like Paul Crawl.
You gotta throw him in. I was gonna say you gotta throw him in there. I'm gonna throw Nafair in there.
Yep.
And number 5. Let me think about that one.
Okay.
I ain't picking number 5 yet. I ain't picking number 5 yet. I'm stuck right there with them. And see, a couple of them you don't know too. Chris, like I said, Chris got a fighter named Dom Mayfield. That's a
Dom
heavyweight.
Mayfield, yeah.
Yeah,
you
you
said
got to see him. He
previously.
got a lot of. It's a rat race for number 5 because there's so many people I could think of that's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got to break even on 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Also, I'm gonna add this one into the fun questions, even though it was like a serious question.
Yeah.
If I forgot to ask this because we were really enjoying the boxing talk.
Yeah.
So what are your goals for DBS heading into 2022? Like, where do you want to take it? It could be a personal goal for you, or it could be the business. Like, what are your goals?
I'm looking to open up a facility in Los Angeles and in San Antonio. I'm looking to like pretty much spread out between those 2 states for next year. The building that I'm currently at, we're getting ready to expand from the 1st floor to the 3rd. So the 2nd floor is going to be like a spinning studio. 3rd floor is going to be hot yoga.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the yard area, we're going to be doing nutritional workshops. I'm also going to put a cryotherapy tank in for the athletes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So between what I'm doing right there on Germantown Avenue, 7224 Germantown Avenue. Between there, from there, I'm looking to go to Texas and California.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. When you do make the facility in LA, definitely reach out to Gabe Rosado because he has his boxing gym out there too, and he named it after a neighborhood he grew up in, the Badlands. So it's called the Badlands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Matter of fact, you got to come to my gym, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to eventually. Yes.
Yeah, we got to set it up. You got to come see what I'm doing.
Of course, yeah. And I'm a man of my word too. So if I say if I'm going, I am. Yeah. I gotcha. All right. So my next 2 questions have to do with food, of course.
Yes. I can talk about that all day long.
I know. Same. So my first one is, what is your favorite cheat meal?
My favorite cheat meal. You're gonna laugh at this.
What's that?
The Impossible Burger.
The Impossible Burger? I love it.
You know I'm a vegan, right? We talked about that, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So Impossible Burger is processed food. That's not really a healthy option, but if I had to say that was my cheat meal, that would be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Impossible Burger.
Yeah. But I'm big on fresh vegetables and beans and nuts and yeah.
Okay. And then so I know you don't eat meat. But how do I word this then? So I always end this on a question for this.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't mind this at all. I get questions 6 days a week about food.
Yeah.
Trust me, all my clients. Yeah.
So I always end it on this. So I mean, you could easily get like, a veggie steak or whatever at these places. Sure. But what is your favorite cheesesteak spot in the city of Philly?
Vegan cheesesteaks?
Yes.
Oh man, Hip City Veg.
Hip City Veg. Okay,
Hip City Veg, hands down. Hip City Veg, hands down. And for the people that eat meat that's listening to us, Pat Steaks.
Pat Steaks, tourist spot. Boo.
Hey, I'm from the South part, man. I mean,
I love it.
When it comes to meat, they got it with that.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a healthy vegan cheesesteak, man, Hip City Veg. It's something else, man.
Yeah. I think one of the girls I work with, I think they had them as a client or something, and we were like doing like their swag and stuff at work, and yeah, it does sound familiar. Yeah,
their food is something else.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Mike, Mick, it was a lot of fun talking with you. I could talk boxing all night with you, so it was a pleasure to have you.
I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, same. And I'm sure I'll be seeing you at all these crazy fight dates coming up and all. Definitely.
Yes. I'll be there.
All right, cool. thank you again for the
Hey, thanks a
interview.
lot. I appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, same. And
Yep.
I will see you soon, definitely.
Yep.
All
As a matter
right.
of fact, let me ask you a question before
Yes.
you roll. Are you going to Tennessee?
I am not. No. The 27th. Well, it's Thanksgiving, and I
Yeah.
come from like a big
Yeah.
Italian family, so they would
Yeah.
absolutely kill me if I
If you
left the
wasn't around for
city.
that. Yeah.
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 If
Yeah.
I left the city to gain an extra 10 pounds on Thanksgiving and all the leftovers, you
Well,
know.
look, in December, I see you there at the fight. What is that date, in fact? Do you know the date?
So it is December 10th.
Great. Oh. That, don't say
Oh
it's the
boy.
10th. Dang. I ain't gonna see you that day, man.
You're not gonna see me?
Nah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's other dates. I mean, they got all kinds of stuff coming up too. Yeah.
That's my wife's birthday.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. She would
Yeah.
kill you if
Yeah, I
you
can't do
missed
that
that.
day.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah,
I know.
man.
I wanted to go to boxing like two years ago on Valentine's Day when they had like Raees Salim and Stevie Ortiz on the card, and it was
Yeah,
Valentine's Day, so I knew I wouldn't be coming home to a warm bed if I went to that place. That's why I was like,
yeah,
ah, no, I'm out.
yeah. I won't make that one, but I think now Fair won't mind because I'm going all the way to Nashville, so he'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
Coach was there all the way in Tennessee with me in Atlanta, so I think they'll give me a pass.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I appreciate you though, man.
All right, man. Thank
All right,
you.
thanks
It
a
was
lot. Yep,
awesome to
thank
talk
you.
to you.
All right, yep.
All right.